Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Bartram from Crystal Display Systems, and I'm just going to give you a brief overview of transparent displays, sometimes referred to as translucent or see-through displays. An example of which we've got over there, the small box, which I'll show you a few more details in a few minutes. So, the things I'm going to cover today, very briefly: who are Crystal Displays? What are transparent displays? Who makes transparent displays? Panels or kits or showcases, which will make more sense as we go along. Sizes and options that are available to everybody there. Why customers actually use transparent displays? Why would you use them in the first place? Challenges with the displays as far as designing in and using within the retail and signage arenas. And some case studies, and moving forward, giving you an idea of where the technology is going and how it's developing. Okay, Crystal Displays, just a brief overview. We're a digital display company, including touchscreens, interface cards, and everything related to a display. That is the core of what we do, and everything else related to that. That's not the focus today. The focus today is on transparent displays. So what is a transparent display? Very briefly, it's a display where you can see through it, but also you can see the content that's actually on that display. So if I show you an example by walking over here, hopefully you can still hear me. And what we've got here is an actual product within the display. So it's a Bluetooth speaker in this example. So this is real, it's not a projection or anything like that, which is not what people ask. Put it inside the display, and you can see it inside the display whilst still having your content or information on the display itself. So that is basically a transparent display. There is no difference from the technology from what is in your iPhone, your iPad, or your laptop. The technology is the same. Okay. Who makes transparent displays? You've got blue chip companies such as LG, Samsung, etc. that make them directly from the factory. Then you have third-party companies that actually take a standard display. We strip away the back of the display, including the backlight unit, the PCB, so the printed circuit board, and then we modify the display to make it a transparent. So the advantages of each. Obviously with the large manufacturers like Samsung, LG, you have the brand and sometimes a cost improvement. With regard to the third-party companies, the advantage is that there is a wider range, longer term availability, and also customization. So if you come with a specific requirement, we can actually look at that for you, whereas Samsung, LG, etc., you get what is in the brochure. That's it. No customization at all. Okay, there are two options. You can either buy it as a showcase box, which is what you've got shown over here. So it's a finished solution. You plug it in, you put your content onto the display simply via a USB stick, and then it runs. That's all you have to do. A number of our clients, though, want to do their own housing, their own design. Therefore, they take a kit of parts. They will take the display from us, as well as an interface part, which is a whole That's fine, I can shout. So an interface part to give you a kit of parts. So what that means is that the customer can design their own solution, their own housing, their own lighting, to make it ideal for their particular opportunity. If they haven't got the ability to do that or don't want to do it, then what we do, we offer a number of finished, off-the-shelf solutions. So that's the difference between the two, really. That's an example of the transparent kit, which I have here. And all the customer needs to do is add the housing and the lighting. That's all they have to do. It's that simple. If anybody's got any questions on that afterwards, then please ask me. I'm still around all this afternoon. then there's some examples of some of the designs that we've done and customized housings for particular applications. As you can see, there are lots of different options. You can have glass on the side to allow more light in, or to be able to see the product from the side. You can have it in portrait mode. You can have a touchscreen. Yeah, so you can have interactivity to show information about the various products. So there's lots of flexibility with this type of technology. Okay, what we've got are the size and options. What we've got here in this box is a 10-inch solution, so around your iPad size. It can be used in landscape and portrait mode, but we go up to 84-inch. So that means you could, for signage applications, retail applications, put a mannequin, a full-size person, within the display. So the options are great from small right up to large, giving you various or flexibility in your design. You can have a square display, a 4:3 aspect ratio. You can have 16:9, so a widescreen TV type size and format, or you can have the ultra-wide slim displays. So this is when you have a very long side and a very short side. So that is an option with transparent displays as well. So for example, if you only wanted to put a bottle of wine inside a transparent showcase, that would be the ideal size for that particular application. You can have glass only or a metal frame. So the question is why? The metal frame we have around this display protects the display for the manufacture and the designing stage. The glass is quite fragile, so therefore we don't want you to break it when you're designing it into your product. So what we do, we offer it with a frame. It can come without that, so you can narrow down the size. If you want an ultra narrow bezel display, then obviously you can take the frame away. But the display is very fragile, so you have to be very careful in the design and manufacture of that particular application. Touchscreens, as I touched on, you can use a touchscreen for interactivity, so there's no reason why you couldn't have 3 or 4 products in a large showcase product and actually touch on the touchscreen and highlight a specific within that area. You can add periphery as well, such as camera can be added to it as well. So there are lots of different options, and I'll show you one example with a motion sensor as well. So why do customers actually buy transparent displays? It's one of the few technologies that allow you to put the product and the digital display together. Normally you'd have an electronic display and then the product on the side or at the top. In retail, that takes up a lot of space. This allows you to combine the two to give you information or marketing messages as well as showing the real product and not just a picture or an image of it. It adds that wow factor. If you notice on the content that's running on this particular box here, you will notice that when the screen goes black, the product inside disappears. This is one of the advantages of a transparent display. You can reveal the product to a passerby or someone in the shop, the museum, etc. This creates a wow factor. They are asking themselves, where did that product come from? Is it a projection? Is it real? Is it a hologram? There are lots and lots of ways to actually create that wow factor with this. One thing to say on the transparent technology, a black pixel on the display blocks out the light completely, which is what we are doing there. No product can be seen. White on a transparent display does not exist anymore. It becomes transparent. But you can, by the use of content, create that image to the mind's eye that there is white text on the screen if you highlight it with black around it. But white does not exist in a transparent display. It becomes transparent, literally. So one extreme black, one extreme white, anything in between becomes more or less opaque. So you can make products appear and disappear. Intrigues the viewers and stops passers-by. There are various applications, retail arenas, there is museums, there is even exhibition stands. See how many exhibition stands we have here. Why do people stop at a particular exhibition stand? People will try to stop them with brochures, etc. You can stop them by showing them something intriguing and unique they stop, they look, they ask about the technology, then you can talk to them about your other products. It stops people passing by. It can make dull products come to life. There are lots of products in various exhibitions and products in the world, whether it be medical equipment, etc. They're quite dull, they're difficult to bring to life. So why not do it with a transparent display and use the content to intrigue the viewer or the potential customer about the technology? It does work. Some of you may have seen transparent displays are used in refrigerators now for advertising and marketing purposes. That is a separate product. I won't go into details on it now, but effectively it's the same as the showcase box that we have here. It is just a refrigerator or a cooler. The challenges with transparent displays in the design aspect are the lighting. Only 15 to 20% of the light transfers through the display. So that means that you need quite a bit of light behind the display. So what you are seeing there, if I open the back, which I can show some of you after if you want to see that, is that there is a lot of light inside. So lighting is critical to make the transparent displays and the content come to life. Content and use of colours. Content is king, as everybody will say in any digital arena. The use of colours, very important. Strong reds, blues, etc. They're punchy. Black will block out the light. White will reveal the product. So that's important as well. It's not just the technology, it's the combination of the two. High quality transparent panels. There are some lower cost transparent panels around which do not work. Low resolution, poor viewing angle, poor colour gamut in the display. They don't work, so we keep away from them and only use high quality displays. And an innovative housing design. There we've got a brushed aluminium, rounded sides, etc. But the creative guys come up with some excellent ideas to actually make the housing become the real fixture within the retail, museum or exhibition stand. Here's just a couple of examples that I've put up here that are actually in the marketplace themselves. There's a website at the bottom. I'm not too sure you can see that from there, but it gives you some more case studies and we're adding to that as and when we can. Some are under NDA. We can't reveal them, unfortunately. That's just the way the design process works. But here you have Puma on the left, which is using traditional printed media, as you can see. Right is pink, left is blue, to bring that product, the football or the soccer boot, with the transparent technology. It brings the boot to life. So Puma, what they have done, they've raised their sales by attracting the younger boys and girls to their products and not maybe Adidas or some of their competitors. In the middle, we've got a museum example, and that is actually using some very old artifacts inside, and they were worried about the lighting creating too much heat. But because transparent is a large box, the heat is quite minimal, but here they've used an air-conditioned unit. So inside the transparent showcase, it's air-conditioned, so that museums, this opens up a lot of different opportunities for them. And the third example I've got here is for a Casio watch, a high-end watch, and what they are using is a motion sensor. So basically what the content does, an eye pulses until someone walks into the shop and up to the display, then the content starts to work. So they're using a motion sensor to bring the display to life and stop the potential customer and get them to look at the display. So it's very effective because the customer has suddenly seen something has changed. How has this happened? Is that watch real? Is it a projection? So it's actually stopping the viewer and making them create that initial interest in the product. Some ideas just going forward with transparent displays. Sizes will increase in range, so as and when a particular client has a particular application, we can look at a specific size for them. Improved transparency is being worked on all the time. As I said, at the moment it's 15 to 20% of the light is being transferred through the display. That is improving, so that will get better and better. Higher resolution panels, such as 4K panels, etc. On our 84-inch, which is our largest currently that we have available, that's a 4K panel. So if you want to use very, very high resolution graphics and content, you can now by using that particular display. And that will start to filter down into the smaller displays as well. Just a very brief touch on OLED. If anybody's heard of transparent OLED, it's a new technology that's been developed. I'm not going to go into any details here because we don't promote it and it's a new technology. We're not too sure what the size availability is, the price, etc. It does have some advantages. It does have some disadvantages. So it really depends on the design and the application that's needed. So that again is just some points on OLED. If you want a copy of the presentation, then I think that's going to be online. I can give it to you afterwards. Any questions, I'm available. So how do we support projects going forward? Sample availability for test and evaluation. So if someone wants to do a big design and they're looking at a very large display, it can be an expensive design process to go through. So we offer smaller displays that you can test and evaluate, and we help and consult through that process to help you get to the end result, because it's in our interest that that end result is excellent and looks just the part for your particular client. Customized solutions available. Most sizes we have stocked in the UK. We've also got a frequently asked questions document which is available, so if anybody's interested in that, then just let me know and I can email that through to you. But that's about a 20-page document. A lot of the questions that we've been asked about the transparent technology over the last couple of years are in this document. So it's a great help when you're starting to understand and work on a particular application or design. Thank you for your time. If there's any questions, hopefully that's covered most things. I do apologise if it's skimmed quite quickly through that. It's difficult to know where to pitch it. I didn't want to go too technical, but at the same time give you a good overview and example there. So thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen, and have a great day.